Ba-da-ba-ba-doo. Ba-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo. Ba-da-ba-doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo. Here's Johnny. Thank you. Hello there. Hey, hi, everybody. How are you all doing? My social media family, being of any subscribers and our visitors alike who are, is, or be, excuse pardon, forgive me for butchering the English language and American dialect, affiliated or associated with and or representing my own particular YouTube social media channel and likewise chat room comment section. How is everybody, huh? You and yours, your family, friends. Anybody hit a major lottery? If you have, could you please break me off a piece, a percentage of it? You know, at least make a loan to me. If not, you would just give it to me, you know, in some such other way. Not that I would commit highway robbery on somebody. If not, just give it to me without it becoming being a loan. I'm just joking. I'm one of the worstest or one of the most unluckiest gamblers in the world. And I'm fresh in recovery from my last episode of losing my own personal finances for a person who is upon a rather limited fixed income annually, an annual limited fixed income, or whatever I've said. And not just within the continental USA, United States of America, but for the rest of the world or the international global community or for the World Wide Web and the whole wide world otherwise. You know, yeah. So I best not be romancing any thought of contemplating, you know, that you know, possibly going back to the can as in JAIL or the crazy house as in a unit in psych ward anytime too soon enough again, since the last time I was in either of both of those two camps. And people in down hell want ice water, you know. Yeah, God forbid. And as both of those two camps is like living damn hell on earth, you know. Yeah, hopefully you and yours, as well as me and my family members and friends, are at least doing okay. If not better yet to be said, and I'll say for the record, all right, there is supposed to be a difference between both of those two words. If not, best of all, be put like this here, where any could possibly lay claim to supposedly having become a bill of status to be expressed like, whereas you feel blessed and stressed, more blessed and stressed, or too blessed to possibly become a beast stressed. You and yours and me and mine. And moving right along. And for those of whom are among persons of yourselves who may have a rather sensitive ear, you know, for this particular rather sensitive and likewise controversial subject matter or type of discussion to be debated, uh, a given argument with many different views and opinions to be affiliated, associated with, and are representing some such thereof, then I suggest you pay a visit to another social media channel for this particular network or platform until you could possibly develop the courage to give me your listening ear, you know. And as it is complementing a breaking news headline story, unfortunately, as it is involving, no, not the elderly or senior citizens, though that would be quite a catastrophe in its own right. But as it is, you know, dealing with underage minors, some such to be possibly considered otherwise, of the planet Earth, most precious resource or resources being, in other words, children or kids, you know. And as this one, you know, Looney Tunes decided he wanted to, you know, that is, go off into sunset, you know, as he would make with, with the melodious choir of fallen angels, otherwise being of the demons of the devil that he was listening to, and possibly of the chief demon at that being of the devil, you know. Whereas this one, you know, wacko job, lunatic maniac, sicko, psycho, creep, cowley, bully, terrorist, wannabe, weirdo, had went upon a shooting spree, and as he was one of the male members of characters being the LGBT community that he himself was affiliated associated with and representing, you know, in some kind, sort, or type of a hemorphadite, transvestite, or transgender of a female impersonator. Now, I wanted to broadcast this particular social media content of video material much earlier, but I have a life, you know. I have other business matters I have to attend to, but eventually I will get around to it. And whereas more than likely, and more often than not, more than quite a few of you, if not all of you altogether, could have possibly and or probably have heard about this one most recent shooting spree, as this one lone wolf had decided that he wanted his brains to go out to lunch, you know, and make certain or sure that, you know, from his own actions that death would not take a holiday, as he had unalived a mile away of saying murdered or killed. In accordance to the description in due regard to be made reference to, complimenting that of a corn phrase that the TikTok influencer celebrity Mr. Ray William Johnson would say. Yes, he had unalived more than quite a few, and unfortunately, you know, the majority, most of them were underage minors of children or kids, you know. And this wacko job, or should I say waco job, as well have been some kind of a member of a religious cult. He took out his poo or six shooter. Well, he took something like a couple few loaded lethal weapons of firearms or make whatever makes models, and he just made out with like some such, like the like a different kind sort of type of piece of delivery boy, you know, delivering orders, you know, according to what he had listed upon his agenda to make a delivery of his hostilities or hatred for fellow human beings, for our own species. Let me see if I can find this character for you all within another social media network. I mean, it's crazy. Let me see now. Let's see. Okay, let me go here. Sorry,
In the Vatican,
sorry. Let me see.
The Pope is given titles that the Bible
Let me see here.
says belong only to God.
Sorry about that. Let me see. Um, hmm. um Type in mad shooter, and men Okay. Minneapolis, Minnesota shooter. This for TikTok, See it? You could Google it all the same. Let me see. Minneapolis. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, guys, we have a major. The Minnesota church shooter wrote skibbity and situation unfolding in mass other meme phrases on their guns. 23-year-old Robin Westman killed 2 children and injured 20 other people after barricading the doors of the Catholic Annunciation Church, using weapons with terms like "nothing ever happens," "thank God," "follow me," and "we live in a society." The Minnesota church shooter wrote skibbity and other meme phrases on their guns. So I'm going to try to get breaking.
That's crazy.
I was taking my... All right, we're learning shocking news.
Really crazy. Okay, hold on.
Details about the school shooter in Minneapolis, what police found at the home, and what the gunman's dad said happened shortly before the attack. Fox's Brooke Taylor has been digging into the story, and she joins us live from Minneapolis. Brooke.
Hi, Jason. Well, we're now learning from police that they have spoken with the shooter's mother after initially saying that they couldn't get into touch with her and that she hasn't been cooperating. It's not clear exactly what that conversation entailed, but I have learned that she decided to hire a criminal defense attorney. I spoke to that criminal defense attorney. I asked why his client hired him. He told me, quote, "She is completely distraught about the situation and has no culpability." Now, police have not said whether any family members potentially face charges. A new search warrant, meanwhile, reveals the shooter, 23-year-old Robin Westman, left a car at the scene, which was registered to his father. That father told officials the shooter was with a romantic partner. They were living together, recently broke up, so he moved out of that home and was living with a friend. Police searched Westman's father's house here in Minneapolis. They found a tactical vest, 2 computer drives, and documents, according to that warrant. Westman's father told police that his child once attended Annunciation Catholic School, where this happened, and the church, and that his ex-wife had also once worked here. The warrant states police found the shooter dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head, wearing black tactical gear and carrying at least 2 long guns. The 2 young children who died have been identified by family as 8-year-old Fletcher Merkel, whose father said the young boy loved his family, friends, fishing, and all sports, and 10-year-old Harper Moisky, whose family said, quote, "Her laughter, kindness, and spirit touched everyone who knew her." Hundreds of people in this community have been showing up to pay their respects to these families. 18 others were injured, and tonight we're told that 6 are still in the hospital, 5 of them just young, innocent children. Jason.
Brooke, thank you. Tough, difficult, tragic story. Appreciate it. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here.
Yeah, that guy was a mad shooter. He was a mad ding-a-ling. Ding dong ding-a-ling. This was one of his drawings. This crackpot, a crackpot.
This reminds me of that kid in Colorado. I believe it was last year, February or March.
We now know what this monster looks like.
We're learning more in
Who took the lives of 2 children and injured 17 others at a great school in Minneapolis. This suspect was identified as Robin Westman, a trans man who, before doing this, released multiple videos on social media. They showed his weapons and ammunition laid across his room with messages written on every single one. Some of them said things like, "Where is your God?" And others said things like this. Also had a YouTube channel named Robin W., which has since been deleted, and that contained several videos of his guns, a manifesto in Russian and English, as well as a map of the Annunciation Church. In his alleged manifesto, he talks about being depressed, being sick, and thanking his friends and family for being there for him, and saying, "I want to go out on my own." Means
that's crazy. His friends and family for being there with him, but yet he continued to all that craziness, that sickness on his part, Anyway, though, so this mad shooter, this dickhead, this prick, he unalive. He took out quite a number of other people or persons, including, of all things, that would be your waterworks is coming. And I know from my own personal experience what's it like to be deprived of loved ones. You know, any family members and friends, regardless of the result of development. A person, a person would really have to be, a Looney Tunes to unalive, you know, poor innocent little children. Oh my God. What is this world coming to? Oh my God. Oh, heaven help her. I know. I'll come out like a crybaby. What the world comes to? When children can be safe in the world. Late MJ Michael Jackson. Not Michael Jordan. Late MJ. The singer, dancer, actor, the b-ball player, the basketball player. Bad enough when, even well known, especially when boys are underage minors of the same sex are being misused and abused in a intimate, sensual, sexual way by gay pedophile Catholic priests and Catholic priest wannabes. Not that all Catholic priests are into boys, and neither are all Catholic nuns. Although there are more Catholic priests misusing and abusing boys than Catholic nuns. Oh, what is the world going to do? Oh my God. Oh my God. Children, God dog it. I'm not forgetting I was about to use your name in vain before. What is the world going to do? Wait a minute, hold up, y'all. Let me get a wig so I can look more like a bitch when I'm crying. No offense meant to born and raised female persons representing the opposite sex. And not that I am a male member of the LGBT community. And no offense or disrespect is meant to be, directed against any of the deceased, who had passed away, to put it mildly. Another milder way of saying died at the hands of that idiot, that imbecile, that ignoramus, that el stupido, sick or psycho. I mean, if you be serious all the time, you'll go completely bonkers in this world. Especially if you have neighbors from down here like what I have, public nuisance problem neighbors, or not just the worst, but the worst is neighbors from down here, public nuisance problem neighbors, and for not just one of the worst, but for one of the worstest vicinity neighborhood communities. Okay, I got my wig on. Okay, not that I'm a member of the LGBT community. Neither nor am I a card carrying member to the West Borough Baptist Church, although I'm still contemplating becoming a member of some such. Regardless of this rather bogus and blasphemous, email, website, blog that goes from the name of www.godhatesfags.com. And from what I have gathered, the God of my own understanding don't hate fags or faggots or homos or queers. Otherwise, if our Lord and Savior Christ hated anybody, then he would not any longer be God, he'd be the devil. He's our evil. Then not even the devil is his own being, because God created him before he had rebelled against God. Okay, hold up. Let me straighten this out so I can cry more like a bitch. of a born and raised female person. Represent opposite sex regardless of whether born and raised female person, represent opposite sex or whatever race and whatever walk of life is a bitch or hoe. Hold up, y'all. Okay. Now, do I look more like a bitch or hoe now when I get to going out with the waterworks? No offense meant to the deceased who had perished at the hands of that demonic demon possessed animal monster. Don't look like a bitch or hoe, with the exception of the mustache and beard. I can remember the LGBT community. Okay, let's get it going again. The waterworks on a serious note of interest. Don't be like saying, how do you do that, man? You're crying a minute's notice. Well, I have had loved ones that have passed, and as I suspect them of having been misused and abused by nursing home staff personnel, well, by doctors and nurses, as they were residents. They were residents of nursing homes as well as patients at hospitals. Okay, hold up. Let's get the waterworks going again. If I'm going to cry like a bitch, man, I will look like a bitch. No, with the exception of the mustache and beard. Okay, hold up. And where was I at? Okay. Let's do this here. And to reflect this present social media broadcast and video content, unfortunately, as it is involving this female impersonator on a mass shooting spree. You know, because everybody else got to hurt with him, huh? Even if you have to unalive other person. Don't make any goddamn sense. I'm not Lord forgive me for name it. Then I think you all get the general idea of what I'm trying to say.
Valtech Solutions LLC is seeking a data scientist too in Chicago, Illinois. If interested, please visit valtech.com/careers/jobs/4655-659-101/ and apply by clicking the Apply Now button on the page.
You have to be a monster. Some kind of an animal. No. Did a tear come down my face? Like that, I'm a prosperity preacher, man. Taliban is like Jimmy Swaggart or something. Definitely not like Joe Osteen, who only let the American refugees into his church during a natural disaster, supposed so-called natural disaster that could have possibly been part of man-made, only because he received some bad publicity. Some bad publicity for his mega church. What I meant to say, a religious cult. Prince Peace continued regularly, man, compared to how the Prince Black did. What was it? Right now, Florida daycare and school facilities require measles, or not even so equal, well, but especially when it comes to children. Because they believe the Trump administration is putting Americans at risk by politicizing the CDC. A new ICE detention facility opened in Louisiana, the notorious Angola prison. We now have about 200 criminal illegal aliens who are scheduled to be detained here at this facility. The capacity will be up to 400. Homeland Security Secretary Christie Noem, there have long been claims of this treatment from inmates in Angola. In 2023, prisoners sued the Louisiana prison system over conditions on what's known as the farm line, where inmates work the field. Last year, a federal judge ordered more somebody please understand this madness. You see the tears? Oh, not that I'm Damien Thorne. Oh, and neither is our beloved President of the USA. No, not that goddamn Joe Biden of the gay pedophile Catholic wannabe. Not that all Catholic priests are in the boys, but I'm talking about our beloved President Donald J. Trump. And Lord forgive me for my name base.
This marks the beginning of the coolest weather pattern we've seen since spring, with a high of 66 degrees.
This guy
Jason Caterina on AM 560.
And then he unalive himself, as Ray William Johnson, the TikTok would say, unalive, my way of saying murder, kill.
6th. Come aboard the luxury yacht Free Spirit for a fun afternoon with fellow AM 560 listeners. Enjoy great food and beverages and be part of the live broadcast of Black and White with John Anthony. Tickets are on sale now at 560theanswer.com/cruise. It's 560theanswer.com. Cruise. Did you hear? The best performing assets of 2025
How do you do that?
are in stock. They're precious metals. This year, gold and silver have risen a staggering 29%. And some experts believe the gold and silver bull market has just begun. Central banks are
Shall come a day.
against the falling dollar, and silver.
There shall come a day. We shall overcome. How you do that? I don't understand. I mean, the sickles in our world nowadays. And he took himself out after he did all that. You know what I'm saying?
Father.
You know what I'm saying?
Matthew 23:9.
You know. Let's see. What was that?
At Queen of Heaven Cemetery in Hillside, we have your cremation options. Come visit our new cremation garden.
You know what I'm saying?
Our beautiful granite columbariums.
And fought to be free every day.
These offer sacred last degrees. If cremation is your choice,
Hey,
and the
this
dignity of a permanent resting place, a living be remembered for generations. Visit us today. Catholic Cemetery in Hillside. We so much your team very much. And I wanted to share with you a couple of years ago, and during the transition, or to change somebody back before the church was earlier this year.
that monster! Look at it. The truth.
The truth can never be known. It can only be told in a story. There once was a boy who was taken from his family and carried halfway around the world. He lived to start a new family, and in his journey he became a hero for a new nation.
And the tears of death when I had gone to face.
And fought to be free every day. Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
Go to sins and fathers. Goes down to the third and fourth generation. But then the roosters come home to the nest. I don't agree with Malcolm X was saying and do regarding reference to one of the best presidents of the USA that ever was, being the late President John F. Kennedy, JFK, like late President Abraham Lincoln. Anyway, you all. So this monster animal, he had unalived more than quite a few, you know. And if he had lived, if he hadn't unalived himself, he would be facing a judge, jury, and prosecutor. And more than likely, more often than not, he would have got, well, if not the electric chair, although that could possibly still be a possibility, he would have got at least life in prison without possibility of parole. And on that last note of interest, I would like to conclude this broadcast by saying, if you have not gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, I would hope that you would think to do so now. While the blood is still running warm in your veins, by recognizing and realizing what he himself had done and did upon the cross Calvary when he let go, something at the hands of Roman soldiers up on the orders of their superior, mainly mostly ancient religious Pharisees, but nevertheless he went to that cross of Calvary to become a perfect sacrifice, the only sacrifice for you as well. For me, don't steal my trademark physical judgment that copyright sometimes, so that if any of us profess faith in him, we would not have to worry about going to downhill, but we become citizens of the kingdom of heaven. You all take care, and we out. Peace.